All right, 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 all right. Okay, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Okay. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. This is Rhapsody, your friendly neighborhood growth hacker, aka the Reverend Dr. Rhapsody, aka Rhapsody Barrero. So grateful for having you along throughout the course of this presentation. Glad to have you with us. So thrilled, delighted, and excited to have you come along. And little Aviana, whoops, let's do that right. Little Calais Aviana Meyer is also happy and excited with her hands full of birthday cake. She just turned 2, the latest addition to the brood. And yeah, so she's holding down the fort, if you will. And continuing on through the course of the process of this dealio here. First of all, first and foremost, we are going to have a flashback into the days of yore, times gone by, long ago and not very far away, many, 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 many moons ago. I was working at what could likely, from anyone outside of the Atlanta area, be called a glorified hot dog stand. It's actually very prevalent here in the Atlanta area, very popular. They had 6 locations at one time. They have 5 locations now. It started out in downtown Atlanta. It's almost 100 years old. The Varsity, home of the Frosted Orange and pimento cheeseburgers that are oh so delicious. What do you have? What do you have? What do you have? All the way down, no lie, no wait. Somebody, anybody right here, right now. Let's go. So 10 years and several $1,000s of instruction later, you find me here to talk to you about this here, the Superconscious Emotional Recode. At the end of this webinar, the Superconscious Emotional Recode brought to us by Christopher M. Duncan, the founder of the Magnetic Mind Process. And at the end of this webinar, you will learn the one block-breaking process, the aforementioned Superconscious Emotional Recode. You'll also have a chance at group sessions at 20% off. You can also get a one-on-one session for 80% off. Holy cow. And you can also get group sessions for free if you order one-on-one sessions. Not to mention that you will be able to learn about our huge family discount. Think buy 2, get 1 free, because that's about what it comes down to. And potentially speaking from stage fearlessly, along with closing and cold calling like a pro. So again, my name is Rhapsody Barrero, former U.S. Marine, former rock radio DJ on Myrtle Beach, along with in the Southern Oregon area and in the D.C. market, graduate of the Alcoholism Rehabilitation Center at Bethesda Naval Hospital, drug and alcohol-free since September 29, 1985. Yay! Addiction recovery mentor since 1986. Father of 2, grandfather of 5, trained in the Magnetic Mind Superconscious Emotional Recode, and lover of mankind, defender of the weak, like any good superhero. So kicking things off, we'll go over core premises and truths. First being, You Are Not Broken. It's a book authored by Christopher M. Duncan, founder of the Magnetic Mind coaching system. And the angle of that, the gist of that is that we are perfect the way we are. And the name of the game is creating the life you love. And the way that I've heard it explained recently, which makes so much sense and it should make it so clear in everyone's head, if you are about the business of creating heaven on earth, there is no hell. Because you're so busy creating heaven on earth that whatever energy that hell needs to keep alive, you're no longer giving it. Anyway, moving on. Okay, second core premise, you are super conscious. We'll get to that, more on that later. The third premise and truth, the common denominator is structure. And I know for a lot of us throughout the course of our lives, we have been indoctrinated in the idea that if we succeed, it's all based on us. And if we fail, it's all our fault. When the reality is we could just have been in an incorrect structure. A lot of people are in the problem-solving structure, and that leads to failure. The thing is, even if you have success in the problem-solving structure, because it's the problem-solving structure, it requires the problem to exist in order for you to continue on. So even if you have success, you will always be brought back to the problem. And that's the problem-solving structure. We operate out of the creative structure, where we just say, just create what you want, just create the life you love, and it's all good from there. And the last of the core premises and truths, true choices are essential for all transformation. And when we say true choices, what we're talking about is something that you choose just because you love it. It's not a choice that you make to cover up for a failing somewhere. It's not a choice that you make to cover for some shortcoming. It's not a choice that you make because you want to impress some people. It's not a choice that you make for any reason other than the fact that you love it. I know it's so simple, but it's not something that a lot of people think about or are even aware about or even pay attention to. Oi. All right, we were talking about the superconscious field, and we will get to that shortly. But first, this is a process that teaches you to connect to a part of you called the superconscious that created all memory and can treat emotion. It is not a trance. You can actually do the work yourself. However, it is easier and more enjoyable to have a coach do the work with you. Note I say with you, not for you. Learning to do this presents no danger, as there are many easy ways to block treatment. You are in control. To ensure we get all of you to work together, there is some education you need to learn once. And then after that, we will be able to work together to make fast, easy progress. You are made up of a main personality and then many other personalities and aspects. When all aspects are working together, we can use this method to easily let go of any resistance that is stopping satisfaction in life. We do this through connecting to your superconscious memory, which is a memory that was present before you were born and has been passed down through your family. When you give me permission to connect to your superconscious, I can connect because at the superconscious level, we are one. When I connect to the superconscious, I can access what aspects are causing resistance, and I can share commands to treat the emotion, pain, beliefs, and leave the wisdom. This is because the superconscious is a field of information. So, like here in the picture, there's you over there, you or your family, and there's me over here, the coach or your family. And there's the superconscious field that surrounds us all. And a recent thing that I found out that I like to bring to people's attention that kind of clears it up for people. There is a superconscious field around a baby salamander that gives it information on what DNA to turn on and off, what cells to turn on and off, in order for it to grow into a full-blown adult salamander. So we have three memories: a superconscious memory that is physiological and passed down through family. It is a field structure that informs our cells and DNA how to act and what to turn on. This is memory number one. We have an unconscious memory, which communicated in feelings. It runs the body and is easily trained to interpret symbols, like language. Through repetition, it can automate complex tasks, like driving a car or playing sport. This is memory number two. We have a self-conscious memory that is also known as an ego and is our thinking brain, our conscious experience. And this is memory number three. So, as we see here in the example, the line on the bottom is just time. The next line up is superconscious. It was here before you got here. It'll be here after you leave. It's just a field of information. The unconscious shows up at around 6 months old, and the self-conscious shows up somewhere between 4 and 7 years old. The active experience is what we are experiencing in the moment. It is made up of both self-conscious and unconscious memory. Outside of the active experience, we have dormant memory that can be triggered into the active experience when needed. As an example, what did you have for dinner last night? Okay. See, that was something that wasn't readily available in your active memory, but it was out here in one of these dormant memories, and it just dropped down into the active memory because you needed it. Our process is through respect, and we desire all parts to choose to let go of resistance. We do this by explaining the benefits. All parts that are awake are always listening. So here are some great advantages. 1, to get more satisfaction and less pain. 2, to stop intrusions. 3, to stop losing time. 4, so all parts can run the body at the same time. 5, to stop the main personality hiding information. And 6, because an integrated personality works best. We desire to organize all aspects of you into a cohesive group that will work together to create more satisfaction and less pain. It is important all aspects of you desire treatment. By asking questions and removing barriers, you can ensure all aspects desire treatment. And at this point, if you would please give me, Rhapsody, permission to connect to your superconscious. Superconscious are all parts on the treatment team and desire treatment. From that, I get a yes. I will pass on further information because sometimes parts may have good reasons why they don't want to join the treatment team. And it's important that you respect and help treat all barriers. Here are some of the most common barriers. 1, the part just woke up. Like I was saying earlier, all parts that are awake hear everything. Sometimes the part's asleep. 2, the pain is too great to be treated safely. 3, the memory will re-traumatize the main personality. And that's one of the things that I find awesome about this process, because there's no re-traumatization whatsoever whenever you're going through the process. Number 4, the part just doesn't want to join the treatment team. Number 5, fear of dying. And number 6, fear of losing wisdom or knowledge and understanding. Usually, you can ask the part blocking treatment to become informed and join the team, and it will. Then I would ask to talk to the part that's blocking treatment, and ask if this part would like to hear all the advantages of treatment and joining the treatment team. Because as I said earlier, it's very possible that this part was just asleep the first time we went through the advantages. So here we go. The advantages to treatment are: 1, to get more satisfaction and less pain; 2, to stop intrusions or takeovers; 3, to stop losing time; 4, so all parts can run the body at the same time; 5, to stop the main personality from hiding information; and 6, because an integrated personality works best. And please feel free to drop in any questions that you might have into the chat box, and I will do my duty to get back to you and answer your questions. All right. So then we would next ask if all parts are ready to join the treatment team. And if that doesn't work, then we go through barriers of treatment to find out why. To cover the first barrier, we would ask, would this part be willing to talk to the superconscious to get all the information needed to make an informed decision about whether to be treated? For barriers 2 and 3, we would ask, would you be willing to treat a small amount of the pain? For barrier number 4, we would ask, is there an issue or belief stopping you from joining the treatment team? And would you be willing to talk to the superconscious to create the perfect treatment plan for you to create more satisfaction and less pain? And for barriers 5 and 6, we consoled the part to let them know that no parts die. After treating your pain, you can join the main personality to get more satisfaction and less pain. All your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding will be preserved and be used when appropriate. At which point we ask, are you willing to join the treatment team? And normally by that time, everybody's on board. And so what we're going to use for a practice issue this time around is primarily public speaking. There was a survey done that showed that the majority of people actually feared public speaking more than they feared death. And for me, under public speaking, we can also put down the act of making cold calls or delivering a sales presentation to a boardroom, let's say. Okay. So then we ask the superconscious, is it safe to use the practice issue of public speaking to test the treatment process? From that, I get a yes. Do all the treatment team members want the superconscious to learn the treatment process? And from that, I get a yes. The superconscious will learn how to treat using an internal treatment process. No hypnosis, trance, or indirect means is necessary. I want you to be alert or aware of what you're hearing. The treatment process is taught with a simple 20-second metaphor. The metaphor teaches the process developed by Dr. Flint, and later you will learn how to improve the treatment process. Do all aspects want to learn the treatment process? And from that, I get a yes. Imagine, if you can imagine, the brain is a football field, a smooth playing field with no bumps. When the phobia, negative belief, painful memory, or part becomes active and moves on to the playing field, gopher holes pop up in a particular sequence. You can treat the emotion by remembering the sequence of gopher holes and gradually smoothing over the dirt of each hole, a little at a time with a feather, in the remembered sequence, repeating this until the holes disappear. Superconscious, do you understand how to diagnose and treat a painful memory? From that, I get a yes. And to give you the picture of the football metaphor, looks a little something like this. We've got the active negative issue here, and these are the gopher holes that pop up on the field, and that's, the whole thing's a football field. All righty then. And just as an example, I asked my friend and best client, Hank, to share his experience.
All right, y'all. My name is Hank. I've done a couple of these sessions with Rhapsody Guerrero. Um, he has helped me in more ways than I can even express. So I would definitely recommend this. It's helped me with my relationship with my dad. It's helped me just this recent one gave me a bunch of self confidence to be who I am and not hide my true self and just be my true self and live my truth. So check them out. Check this process out. It's well worth it. Thank you.
And thank you, Hank. I appreciate you deciding to become part of the process and experiencing the process. And I'm happy to see the excellent results that you've gotten from the process. So now it's your turn. If you would please, everyone, just close your eyes. And if you are one that is uncomfortable with closing your eyes, you can keep your eyes open. Just pick something to focus on, like on a blank wall somewhere, or just pick something to focus on in the room so that you're not distracted. And if you need to keep your eyes open, please don't have any screens going, don't have any television on, and everything should be fine. All right. So for everybody else, just close your eyes. Superconscious, do you see this resistance of public speaking? Superconscious, please treat and do a massive change history, and everything is necessary. Thank you. Superconscious, do you see this remaining resistance regarding public speaking, cold calling, or giving sales presentations? Superconscious, please treat this resistance in the perfect way and in the perfect order and do a massive change history. Superconscious, do you see any lingering resistance regarding public speaking, cold calling, or sales presentation? Superconscious, please treat and do a massive change history, and everything is necessary. Thank you. Superconscious, please ground all the memories we've touched today, including memories 1, 2, and 3, and reconnect everything back into the matrix of the universe. And before you come back to me, if you would please just float your way over to the situation where the resistance showed up. If your situation was public speaking, see yourself bounding onto stage with a newfound confidence, having released the limiting belief of your inabilities to project your ideas and to connect with your audience and to give them the words that they need to hear in order to glom on with gleeful hearts your product or service. And see yourself at the end of your talk with the audience clapping furiously, beating feet to the back table, overrunning your back table so that they can help themselves and their company by participating in your program. Or if it's a health food supplement type deal where they can help themselves, help their bodies become the best possible bodies they ever could be. If you're one to do sales presentations, see yourself walking into the boardroom of the next sales presentation that you have like you own the place. You're looking at the CEO like, it's okay, man. I got this. I got this. And you go in there and you give them the presentation of your life. At the end of your presentation, they are applauding you, smiling at you, happy to see you. Everybody's smiling. And the man in charge is just so happy and so grateful for the opportunity to be able to work with you and your company. Sale done. If you have to do cold calling to set up appointments for the next week, you're bounding into the office on Monday morning with this newfound confidence because you know that you have the best thing since sliced bread, and anybody you talk to, it's like a no-brainer that they would want time with you, that they would want an appointment with you. The only reason they wouldn't want an appointment with you is because they were broke, at which point, not trying to offend broke people, but there's somebody else that can work with them. You need to work with the people who have the money. You need to work with the people who are the decision makers in the home or at the company so that you're not wasting your time talking to people that can't help you move forward with the process. And you just rack up those presentations. You just rack up those appointments. And your whole week is all full just from the first day because people can sense your authenticity. They can sense your drive. They can sense your confidence. And they can sense that you believe in the product or service that you're attempting to promote. And with that being said, come on back to me. How was that? I trust and believe that you've felt definite movement and you are definitely in a better position than you were before you came on this webinar. I say that to say this: drop down to the description where you will find a link and you can sign on for whatever level of service you desire. And we are more than happy to help you out. I have been mentoring for over 30 years. I totally love it. I love seeing the light come on in people's eyes. I love seeing people grow. I love helping people grow, and I will love helping you. So click on that link in the description box, and I look forward to working with you very, very soon. Until then, enjoy the remainder of your day, and I've got nothing but love for you. I appreciate you for joining me here, and I thank you for sharing your time with me today. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will speak unto you very, very soon.